Hi, I'm Brandy, repping Good Place. Some of you may know me as Badie, but today I'm doing my first video interview with Stacy Strange, and we're going to talk a little bit about him and what he loves most in the fashion industry. So, let's get started. Hi, Stacy. How are you?
I'm great. No.
You're good. So, So I just wanted to start by asking, a little bit about your background, so you can tell people who you are, where you're from, all that stuff.
People always ask me where I'm from. I'm from Portsmouth, Virginia.
Okay.
A lot of people remember me like Portsmouth.
Yeah.
It's such a thing, but Portsmouth, Virginia. People always ask me from like up north, but I'm not. I just have a lot of friends from the DMV, and yeah, that's that. Portsmouth, Virginia, Churchland to be exact.
Okay.
And I've always been in Virginia. I mean, I spent a little time in Atlanta, but it was like mostly like, I want to say like 3 years old to like 7 years old. That's really not anything spectacular, but yeah, most of the time I've been here in Virginia. It's my entire school career has been in Portsmouth.
Okay.
I go to ODU, so.
Okay. And so obviously you're studying fashion at ODU. So how do you like it so far?
I love studying fashion.
You can be honest.
So be honest. Studying at ODU isn't really worth a lot, but I mean, it's cool.
Yeah.
I love my connections that I've built through ODU. Without ODU, I wouldn't be really where I'm at now, so I'm always going to give credit to ODU. The fashion program at ODU, if you're trying to do something a little bit different, but I mean, I've learned a lot of fashion business background, and it's great because I can talk the language now. As far as like just not doing it visually, but I can also do it on paper, and that's a great thing as well. So I've learned a little something, but hey, ODU, I love ODU. Shout out to the fashion program.
Oh, that's cool. And so how did you train in fashion? Like, how did you get where you are now?
It never really was a training to me. It was more so like a hobby. Not even a hobby. It was just more so like an interest. If anything, I've never really can tell you where I started. I can just remember getting sketchbooks and just spending my time drawing fashion and stuff like that. I had sketchbooks. I would just buy another one if I finished it. Buy another one. It's just how it's been since I've been probably about 10. So once the internet came and it popped and I got a laptop, I was online all the time. Once Tumblr came together, I got Tumblr really good. But I'm more so into the editorial side. I read the editorials a lot. I'm always on WWD and I'm always on style.com. Every time there's a fashion week, I'm freaking out because I'm in class and I'm missing shows and I can get home, but watching shows.
Yeah.
But I'm always trying to be connected to it somehow.
Okay.
So I mean, it's not really training. It's more so a lifestyle for me. It's kind of every day. I don't really see it as training. Just kind of I don't know.
That's cool. So I know with me personally, I like writing and stuff like that. So sometimes it's easy for me to fall under a writer's block where I just can't write anymore. So where do you find your drive to keep going and to keep learning and perfecting your craft?
That's a very good question. I just came off a big writer's block, you can say.
I hate that.
So so I can definitely talk through this, but I don't know. It's kind of you just kind of have to step. I don't think there's really a way. I think it's more so a realization that you one day it's kind of boom. You kind of step outside yourself and look at yourself all right, what are you doing at this point? Think of something. So I always go to my roommates. I have great roommates. Eric Hardaway, Devontae, if you guys know him as that. Whip, Demetrius, if you know him as that. Meech, if you know him as that. Anytime I get an idea, I bounce it off them. Anytime they get an idea, they bounce it off me. We all kind of bounce it off each other, and we all kind of inspire each other in a way. If I get an idea, the other day I was thinking at work, I had an idea and it was killing me, and I forgot when I got home, but I didn't think about it till the next day.
Right.
But I finally told him, and it was something that really, I'm not going to say what because it's a big project, but that's why I'm being so vague on it, but it's something that, that helped a lot. It was a smart decision, and I was glad I can pass it on to them. They really weren't thinking about it, not because they didn't have the capacity, it just wasn't it just didn't hit them at that point.
Okay.
And something I've been using for a minute, so.
So where do you want to ultimately be in this industry? What's your goals?
Creative direction, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't see myself doing just one job a lot. It's kind of hard to do one job.
It is.
It's really hard to do one job. So creative direction is a big thing for me. I see myself leading brands. I don't really want to go brand to brand. I'm trying to build my own brand. I don't really want to be with somebody else's brand. It's kind of it's cool, but then You become synonymous with that brand. You're that brand. So I mean, it's not to knock anything or any accomplishment anybody's done, because that's a beautiful job. It's a great accomplishment. It's a great blessing. You can look at it that way, but it's just not anything I see myself doing. I see myself building my own brand. It's my own time. I'm spending my time to do it. Why not do it myself with myself? So that's how I feel about it. But so yeah, building my own brand. I just want to continue to be in fashion for the next 25 years.
Okay.
Until I croak. God forbid it's not soon. So,
Right.
So yeah, I see myself being in, like, I just want to be in fashion. I'm happy with that. I don't want to be in office space not with fashion. Okay. Even if I'm a teacher at elementary school, that's cool with me.
I know you mentioned about like you like you know, Fashion Week and stuff like that, and so who's like your favorite designer?
Oh, that's a great question. You hit me with good questions,
why?
and I was hoping you hit me with good questions. I appreciate it, because I hope it wasn't going to be, but it's great. It's a great question. As far as New York, and I just came back from New York Fashion Week.
Yeah, I peeped.
It's a great experience. I'm not saying I was in shows. I won't. I'm going to say that I wasn't at shows, but it was great to see the atmosphere. Yeah. And it's a whole different vibe. It's a whole different environment. It's like you're in, I don't want to say heaven, because it's not really. I can't compare it to that because I don't know what it is. But it's a great place to be because it's all the same energy. It's all the same thing. People are like legit looking at your clothing. This one lady commented on my scarf, and it wasn't the color or anything. It was the beautiful fabric. Right. It was a $5 scarf, number one. But it was like, it was just a great. It wasn't anything about my shoes, my pants. It was just a great. It was just that deep with it. So it was a great thing. It was a great insight. But at New York, my favorite will be definitely Alexander Wang, just because he's so true to himself. Not because of these celebrity hype. It's not that at all. If anybody knows me, it's never that. But it's because he's built his brand from the ground up himself. He dropped out of school after his sophomore year, excuse me. And he's had the same idea that I have. Like, it's just always like, why not do it yourself? He's all independent mostly. And it's just still, his lifestyle is not like he's picking different things. It's really cool. You know, he's at Balenciaga at the moment. It's really interesting to see his growth, and I love to watch him. As far as European, we can go London, Christopher Kane, always. He's so private, it's so mysterious, it's so weird. You don't really get a grasp on what he's doing, but it's always a great use of like art. It's always contemporary art to me. He's made clothing with faces on it, of like people having sex in his clothing, but it's in fabric. And it's not a painting, it's in fabric. So it's really interesting to see him do things as well. Each season I watch him grow and I watch him do different things, and it's really weird to see him grow and be so mysterious with it, because that's something I pride myself on. I don't like anybody to know everything. You're never supposed to let anybody know everything. That's something I've always been raised on. So yeah, I like to be this figure, like a shadow. So it's kind of cool. But we'll see. In Paris at the moment, Balmain, just because Olivier, he's such a young designer. He's 27, I want to say, 27, 28. He might have turned 28. Okay. He's under 30 though, you can say that. And he's at a historic brand, historic house.
Definitely.
That's groundbreaking. You know, that's something that's definitely big under 27. So yeah, that's that. Who else? I love Lanvin. It's always such a like. It's always such a smoke. Once again, it's just a mystery. It's such a like a scene that's like you're kind of confused, but you're digging it. So it's kind of cool. It's always lush fabrics, rich fabrics. So it always feels like you just want to go to sleep and everything. But yeah, so it's always cool to watch him grow. I want to say Ider Ackerman. Excuse me, I pronounced it wrong. Don't nobody quote me on that in the video. But I know. But and I'm at the practice squad. He came on the thing. But yeah, so. But no, I love his clothing. It's a lifestyle for him. It's his idea on the take of the world, and he's just showing you, and he's giving you pieces to like play with to take on your take. But it's not, it's not forced. It's really cool. And once again, you can sleep in it. Everything's like satin and velvet and tassels and everything. It's really dope.
That's cool.
So yeah, that's at the moment I watch those people. That's it.
Okay. So I had this thing, it's so crazy because I was just talking to my friends about it, where I started doing this thing where now when I get dressed, I like look in the mirror, and if it makes me feel like this might be like out of my comfort zone, it's just like now I'm like going with it. I'm like, okay, this is what I'm gonna wear today. So like when you find yourself like getting dressed for whether it's going on campus, going to an event, how do you go about saying, okay, this is what I'm gonna wear today? Like, do you just throw it on? Is it some type of like, okay, like color, season type of thing?
No, it's never a season. It's always feeling. I can never ever pack before. And if you ask my friends, I get joked in this every day. Any trip we go on, I always get joked in this. I always have so many bags. Last time I went to New York, I bought 4 bags, 4 suitcases of stuff, not even carry-ons, and that's ridiculous. I'm ashamed to say that, excuse me. But yeah, it's like, I have to have options. I have to pick when I wake up. I can't dress from something I thought of the night before. I can take pieces that I love. Like the other day I was thinking about this leather jacket and I really wanted to wear it, and so why not now? So, but I can't pick, like, I can't put it together a whole outfit and just put it on the next day. I feel like, you know, I drew it on like polyboard and took it off and just put it on. It's weird, so it's not for me. But how I get dressed for events. For school, it's so cold these days, so I don't wear nothing but the same gray sweatpants, some itching them. But when I get dressed for work, work's definitely a place for me. I work in Nordstrom Savvy department. I want to drop by something that comes through. I got you. But yeah, and I've been there for 2 years, not recently. So
That's cool.
But yeah, I that's my place. So I get dressed. I like to get dressed there. I wore a crown the other day, like earlier in the fall. And it was something that I found, like in the boxes I've been moving. So it's something I found, spray painted on my head. It was a crown. That's how I felt that day.
Yeah.
So it's just how I feel. I don't know. I make things. If I want something, I make it. If I don't have it, I make it. You know, if I don't have it and I want it, I'll get it eventually. But it might not be ASAP. But I'll find a substitution until I can get that actual thing, and then that's how I move. I can't really see myself not having a closet of clothing because.
Okay, and so for the people who might be, you know, watching this, how about what's your like favorite upcoming like trend you see for spring 2015?
Oh, let's see. People always love flowers in the spring, and it's cool, but I hate it. I feel like it's like I'm not really a pattern person. I'm more so like an aesthetic person, so I look for material. But for spring, I'm seeing heavy. Mesh, of course, is like, but you know, it's a lifestyle now, so it's here to stay. Right. But you know, that of course, but if you want to be different and you want to pull something cool, you need pants that stop above the ankle, mid-calf, and wide leg, and simple blouses, and you're straight. Tell me, a white button up and some pair of pants and a cool pair of sandals, you're good all summer. Any pattern you wear. I've seen people wear like maternity wear from work and like be a huge oversized t-shirt or a huge oversized button down, it'd be like a pair of like culottes and it's like mid-calf and she has like a pair of sandals on. That's like perfect for every day of the spring to me. So that's a big trend I see, you know, color blocking. It's all like very, it's not really fluid, but it's all shapely, it's all geometric, it's all like blocky a little bit. But I mean, you got the body to pull it off, do it.
That's true. That's true. Okay. So what's like your best memory that you can remember, I guess, since you've been heavily involved in like fashion?
If anybody went to the Spring ODU Fashion Association, and I am the creative director, excuse me, let me plug that real fast. I am the creative director. The spring show's on the 25th. This is a shameless plug. Spring show's on the 25th. April the 20th is Fashion Week. It's a lot of great events. The spring show's gonna be ridiculous. Yeah, you might want to be there because it's really gonna be tight, especially in this new vision I'm on. But but we did a show in 2013. It was at the art gallery, and it was something I can never forget. I remember like I bought lights and I'm thinking they came like set up, and they're not set up, and I had no idea how to stand with them the entire time. So I like had these lights on chairs. I don't think nobody noticed, but I had these lights on chairs, and so they're like on chairs on like file cabinets, and just like, but you can't see it because it's glass. But I remember this being so like what the F, if I can say what the fuck. But yeah, it's like I remember just thinking like this is so ridiculous. Like not believe I'm going through this on this one point. But it's cool. Everything worked out great. It was a beautiful show. The one thing I do kick myself in the butt about is not recording it, but hey, it's a memory I got. A memory I can't forget. Yeah. Okay.
I just have one more question for you. For people who are like in high school, you know, trying to decide what they're gonna come to college and do, or you know, what could you say to kind of like encourage someone just to like follow your dreams and stuff like that?
This is a tough question. It's a tight question. And you gotta be heavy hitters. I don't keep talking. But you gotta just stay consistent. If you want to pick this lifestyle, it's not just an in and out thing. And if you are gonna be in and out with it, I mean, that's cool, make your money. You know, I'm not gonna shame anybody for making money, but it's something that you gotta consistently stay with. And if you wanna stay with it, you gotta stay with it. If you wanna do with it, you gotta do it.
Yeah.
It's not something that you can just halfway do. But if you're already thinking about doing it, you should be already doing it. So, you know, but if you're starting out, there's no late start. Hey, but you gotta be on everything. See our fashion book, you need to be looking at that because Kareem Ruffeld, you can never go wrong. That's just like the fashion goddess of like everything, styling, everything. So look at that. If you're trying to, if you're in a place where you can't get dressed as dope as you want, or you can't have the money to buy what you want, just hold it in there. Keep the trends, archive it, buy what you can when you can. Don't rush to buy anything. Don't go broke over anything. It's not worth it, trust me, because the day you wear it, you're gonna feel so stupid. But stay true. Yeah, stay true. Steve, that's that one. Stay true. But yeah, and yeah, stay consistent, stay true, stay stylish. Don't stress. Stress is like disgusting. Don't stress. Yeah, so yeah, just keep going about life, man. It's like keep it up. By the time you get to college and you really go to the right college, hopefully not ODU, because if you want to be a creative, you're not here. Do like ECU. I'm sorry. This is every day for me, but yeah, it's like go for it. If you want to go to New York, go for it. Don't let nobody tell you New York is not worth it, because it's worth it. And people can survive there. People can live there. It's possible, trust me, because I've heard some of the dumbest people go there and survive there. And it's possible for the smartest. Make that leap and stay with it. Don't make the leap and then not stay with it, because if you're coming home, you're already done. Unless you got a big comeback. So, and most of the time people can't, because it's not an area, it's not resources here to do that. So, but hey, stay consistent. Go away to school. A dope place. Yeah, I said everything, excuse me.
Okay, cool. So that was the first interview that I had again with the talented Stacy.
Wait, I got one more thing to plug. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I was really like trying so hard.
No, this is good. This is good. I like that.
Yeah, I got a big project dropping this month, and it's supposed to be. I know I keep saying March, MUSE in March. It's supposed to be happening in March. It is March. So things going to be happening this month. It's going to be pretty cool. And if you see it, move it along, pass it to the next person. So it's dope work. I'm not. First month is starting this month. It's MUSE online magazine, visual magazine, musevm.com. There's a whole website for it. It's not Tumblr.
Okay.
So yeah, yeah. So yeah, and it's gonna be really dope. Trust me, because I have a lot of pull and a lot of connections with certain things. And I'm gonna make sure it's dope, and I'm gonna make sure the right things that need to be highlighted are gonna be highlighted, and then the right things that need to be seen are gonna be seen. So you know, participate. Don't be, if you're gonna be a hater, I mean, still pass it along, because you're still gonna pass it along. But like I'm saying, like yeah. Watch it. It's going to be a dope site. It's going to be cool. And if you are a videographer, a photographer, a stylist, or a designer, or makeup artist, or you're in this industry somehow and you're connected somehow, you need something to do, I can't pay you just right quick, but trust me, it's going to be dope. It's going to be tight. You know, it's a legit stamp. It's a legit piece on your resume, because it's a legit website and it's a legit business, because I don't do anything that's not legit. You know, believe it or not. But yeah, so yeah. That's it. Shameless plug number 2. I'm sorry. But yeah, musevm.com this March. Depends on how you act on spring break, because people don't know how to act on spring break. So.
Right.
But yeah, before, after, and you know, be on the lookout.
Okay. Well, that's good. I'll definitely be on the lookout. I can't wait to see what it's all about. And on behalf of Good Place, we want to thank you for letting us interview you.
Shout out to Good Place.
Shout out to us. So yeah.